It was a cold, rainy night in November when Sarah was driving home from a late shift at the hospital. The road was deserted, and the rain made it difficult to see beyond her headlights. As she rounded a bend, she saw a young woman standing on the side of the road, drenched and shivering. Feeling sorry for her, Sarah pulled over and offered her a ride. The woman climbed into the passenger seat and thanked Sarah softly. She said her name was Emily, and that she had been in a car accident. Sarah noticed that Emily's clothes were old-fashioned, but she didn't think much of it at the time. Emily gave Sarah an address that was a few miles away, and they drove mostly in silence, with Sarah occasionally glancing at Emily, who stared straight ahead, her face pale and eyes haunted. When they arrived at the address, a small, old house on the outskirts of town, Emily turned to Sarah and said, "Thank you for the ride. Please tell my parents I'm okay." She got out of the car and walked toward the house. Sarah watched her until she disappeared into the shadows. Curious and a bit unsettled, Sarah knocked on the door. An elderly woman answered, her face marked with years of worry. Sarah explained that she had just given a ride to a young woman named Emily, who had been in an accident. The woman's face turned ashen, and she called for her husband. He came to the door, and Sarah repeated her story. The old man shook his head sadly and said, "Emily was our daughter. She died in a car accident on this road 10 years ago. Every year, on the anniversary of her death, someone sees her and brings her home." Sarah felt a chill run down her spine as she realized she had given a ride to a ghost. She drove home in a daze, and for weeks she couldn't shake the memory of Emily's pale, haunted face.